Ever wondered how fruit juices compare to whole fruits? Well, you're about to find out. It's a question that has sparked many a debate in the world of health and nutrition. We often hear that fruit juices are just as good as the whole fruits themselves. After all, they come from the same source, right? But what if I told you that's not entirely true? You see, when we juice fruits, we tend to lose some essential components. And in the process, we may end up with a beverage that's high in sugars and low in fiber. On the other hand, whole fruits are packed with fiber, which aids digestion, and they're less likely to spike your blood sugar levels. So the big question we're tackling today is, are fruit juices really as healthy as we think they are? Or are we better off sticking with whole fruits? So, let's dive into this juicy topic and find out the truth. First, let's talk about the nutritional differences between whole fruits and fruit juices. Whole fruits are packed full of beneficial fibers, vitamins, and minerals. The fiber in whole fruits helps to slow down our digestion, allowing our bodies to steadily absorb the sugars and nutrients. This is why eating a piece of fruit leaves you feeling satisfied and full. On the other hand, fruit juices, even those claiming to be 100% juice, often lack this valuable fiber. When fruit is processed into juice, the fiber is typically removed, leaving behind a beverage that is high in sugar. The absence of fiber means that the sugars in the juice are absorbed much more rapidly by our bodies, causing a faster spike in our blood sugar levels. Now let's talk about the sugar content. The natural sugars found in whole fruits are encased in fiber, which helps to regulate the absorption of sugar into our bloodstream. This is why whole fruits are a good choice for a steady release of energy. However, in fruit juice, the sugars are free and not bound by fiber, so they're quickly absorbed, leading to rapid fluctuations in energy levels. As for nutritional value, whole fruits are winners again. They contain a wide array of essential nutrients like vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. Juicing often reduces these nutrients, and while some juices are fortified to replace lost nutrients, it's hard to recreate the natural synergistic effects of nutrients found in whole fruits. And let's not forget about portion control. It's easy to drink a large quantity of juice without realizing how many fruits you're actually consuming. This can lead to an excessive intake of sugars and calories, even though it's from a healthy source. So, while fruit juices may taste delicious, they certainly don't pack the same nutritional punch as whole fruits. The next time you're thirsty, why not reach for a piece of fruit instead of a glass of juice? You'll be doing your body a big favor. Now, let's see how these nutritional differences impact our health. When we consume fruit juices, we're essentially sipping on a sugar-rich beverage. The process of juicing removes the fiber and solids from the fruit, leaving behind a high concentration of simple sugars. This is one of the key differences between eating whole fruits and drinking fruit juices. Whole fruits, with their fiber intact, are more filling. This means that you're less likely to overeat or overdrink. On the other hand, fruit juices are less satisfying, which can easily lead to consuming more servings than necessary, significantly increasing your sugar intake. This is particularly worrisome for children, who often love the sweet taste of fruit juice. The American Academy of Pediatrics advises that fruit juice intake should not exceed 8 ounces per day for children aged 7 years and above, and even less for younger children. Excessive consumption of sugar-rich sources like fruit juices can also promote certain health conditions, such as metabolic syndrome. It's a cluster of conditions that increase the risk of heart disease, stroke, and type 2 diabetes. A study conducted in 2020 found that the small intestine plays a crucial role in slowing down the absorption of fructose, the type of sugar found in fruits. This protective mechanism prevents the liver from being overwhelmed by sugars. But here's the catch. Slow intakes of sugar, like eating solid foods or consuming sugary foods spread out over time, allow the intestines to effectively control how much sugar reaches the liver. However, when there's too much sugar for the small intestine to process at once, like with liquid sources of sugar, the levels in the liver may spike. This makes it harder for the liver to process these sugars and could potentially drive conditions like metabolic syndrome. So, even though 100% fruit juice can be part of a person's daily fruit intake, it's crucial to be mindful of how much we consume. So, it's clear that when it comes to health, whole fruits are the better choice. So, what do the experts say? How much fruit juice is too much? Well, let's delve into that. Health organizations like the American Academy of Pediatrics have some clear guidelines on this. They suggest that children aged 7 years and above should not consume more than 8 ounces of fruit juice per day. For the little ones aged between 1 and 3 years, the limit is even lower, at 4 ounces per day. And those aged between 4 to 6 years, well, they should only have between 4 to 6 ounces per day. But why such strict guidelines? It all boils down to the high levels of simple sugars found in fruit juices. You see, when you take a fruit and turn it into a juice, you're essentially removing all the fiber and solids. What's left is a sugar-rich beverage that is much less filling than the whole fruit. This can lead to overconsumption, which in turn can significantly increase the levels of sugar intake. Now, you might be thinking, but isn't sugar from fruit natural and therefore healthy? Yes, it is true that the sugar found in fruit is natural. However, it's the rate at which it is consumed that poses a potential health risk. A recent study in 2020 found that our small intestine plays a significant role in slowing down the absorption of fructose, the type of sugar found in fruit, before it reaches our liver. This helps protect the liver from being overwhelmed by these sugars. But when we consume too much sugar at once, such as from fruit juices, our small intestine may struggle to keep up. This can result in higher levels of sugar reaching the liver, making it harder for it to process these sugars, and potentially leading to conditions like metabolic syndrome. So while fruit juice isn't off limits, it's important to keep these recommendations in mind. Consuming fruit juice in moderation, alongside a balanced and varied diet, can be a part of a healthy lifestyle. Just remember, when it comes to fruit juice, less is often more. So what's the final verdict? Are fruit juices a healthy choice? We've delved deep into the fruit versus fruit juice debate, and it's time to wrap up our findings. Let's take a step back and revisit what we've learned. Firstly, we've established that while fruit juices do contain some of the vitamins and minerals found in whole fruits, they lack the beneficial fiber and often contain more sugar. This can make them less filling, leaving room for overconsumption, which in turn increases your sugar intake substantially. We've also discussed how the American Academy of Pediatrics recommends a maximum daily intake of fruit juice for children, 8 ounces for those aged 7 years and above, and between 4 to 6 ounces for those aged between 1 to 6 years. Surpassing these limits could lead to health complications. We examined how an overconsumption of sugar-rich sources like fruit juices may promote conditions like metabolic syndrome. We learned that our small intestine plays a vital role in slowing down the absorption of fructose, the sugar in fruit, to protect the liver. By consuming high amounts of liquid sugar, we make it harder for our liver to process these sugars, potentially leading to health issues. Importantly, we've come to understand that despite the convenience and taste of fruit juices, they cannot and should not replace whole fruits in our diet. Whole fruits offer a more balanced nutritional profile with less sugar and more fiber, making them the healthier choice. In light of these revelations, it's clear that while fruit juices can be part of a balanced diet, they should be consumed in moderation. The healthiest choice is always to opt for the whole fruit when possible. So next time you're thirsty, consider reaching for a whole fruit instead of a juice box. Your body will thank you.